Hey traders, it's Nolan. Hope everyone is well. It's been a while since I've done a breakdown of a few charts of interest. But yeah, so what is it? It's Monday, 20th of February. It's a bank holiday in the USA today and in Canada. Just show you this. So yeah, bank holiday, Canada, USA. What's going on over there? Canadian banks will be closed in observance of Family Day. Okie dokie. And in America, it's President's Day. So yeah, it has been a little bit quiet today. Very, very noticeable that the US side of the market is missing. So not a lot has gone on today. But I've got a few things on the radar which I'll go through you. I'm going to go through, have a little look at gold, which is what we got here. Euro yen and Euro Aussie. And have we got some Aussie news later this week? No, actually, I'm thinking about Kiwi. It's the rate statement, so not to worry. Right, so gold. Let's have a little look now. As you can see, this is the daily chart. From here, for this triple bottom, actually, we started to move up. Buyers are in charge of the market. Buyers taking price up. And we reached approximately $1,960 there per ounce, and we've started to sell off. And this was in the beginning of February. So right at this moment in time on the daily, we've got the sellers in control. So I am looking to short this in relation to what's happening on the daily time frame. If you can't see that, you could potentially put some moving averages on to give you a bias. Some traders would, for instance, these moving averages, this is the 8 above the 20, would be buying scenario, and here the 8 below the 20 with angle and separation would be a selling scenario. Okay, so you can physically see price moving down now. It looks to be bigger than a correction. These are all little corrections in an uptrend. This seems like more of a definite move from the sellers, so I wouldn't say it was a correction in play. We've broken this trend line, so yeah, I'm interested in short. So where would I firstly be looking to target any shorts? Now I can look for an entry point, I can look for targets. So I'm going to look for targets first. Now what I'm seeing is we've got this low here, we've got this high here, which is around about the big number 1800. So I'm just going to put a line in there around about 1800. Well, actually move it to exactly 1800. That's a potential for shorts. Now what I'm also seeing is this little move down here, which came after this one. This one was in May 22. This one in June 22, so a little bit later on. So it didn't actually come down to the big number. It actually came into here, whatever price that is, and then moved up. So I'm also interested in price to potentially come around there. Now that is interesting because we've got that support there, we've got that resistance there, and that is around 1808. So just to be safe, I'd rather go for 1808 as a target rather than the big number 1800. But you could, if you got into a sell position, a sell trade, then you could have 1808 as a target, and you could have 1800 as a target. You could leave a little bit on in the trade and see if it comes into that 1800. But yeah, I'm looking to short, obviously in line with what's going on in the daily. 1808 or 1800 seem nice targets to go for. So we had on Friday this hammer candle, and which is obviously a bullish signal, but I'm still looking at this bullish signal as just a correction on the daily. Okay, got this lovely engulfing seller candle here, and we've moved down. So I'm looking for price to continue up and then start to reverse. So basically not looking to get in any longs, even though we've got this hammer candle here, which is a bullish signal. I'm not looking to go long. I'm looking for short signals. So there's a couple of things you can do. You might have a particular zone that you're interested in. For instance, 1860 here. I can see that support there. 1860. false break, and then we close below. So this could be an area, could be, we don't know, where price may pop back up into. We don't know. I like to use moving averages, to be honest with you. I like to use moving averages, and what I've been looking for with my 20 and my 8, I'd want to see price come back at least to test this 8 moving average before I would look to sell. Okay, so I want to see an interaction with that. Even if it's an end of day trade or if it's an intraday trade, I want price to have come and interacted with this 8 moving average, preferably. So I would be looking for it to pop up at least a little bit more, perhaps into 1850 or just above, to look for shorts. So let's have a little look on the intraday time frame. Just going to change my color scheme so they all match up. We do have a trend line here which we've broken above, as you can see. It could be a false break. So we had an inverse, so we had a evening star pattern here, which could have been a sell signal for traders, and you would have put a sell stop below that candle. Can you see prices come into that trend line? We saw this bearish candle, so a sell stop below that candle, stop above the high, would have been a trade there potentially for some traders. That didn't trigger, and now we've got what could be a range playing out. You can see that, for just drop down to the 1 hourly, could have a range playing out there. Now really what I'd want to see, is price to make a new low. So I'd want price to drop below this low here, pull back, and then look for a short. So I do like to use on gold, I like to use 3 moving averages. I like to use a 50, 20, and an 8, and I like to trade it on a 2-hour time frame. And the ultimate time to start selling gold for me then would be when obviously we start producing lower lows and lower highs. I'm not really going to anticipate a top. I'm going to be looking for price to start making lower lows, lower highs. So I want to see price obviously will need to as well break below this low. In fact, a break and retest of that may be a trade for some traders, okay, because this is support. If we break and close below, retest, that could be an area for you to get short as well, 1838. So I like to throw in a few different ideas because not everybody uses moving averages, but yeah, put back to the 2-hour. So I like to see the moving averages all in the right order, which you can see they are here. I want price to move away and then pull back into the averages and then move away again. So price is definitely going to have to push down, make a new low, and then the moving averages will move into the correct order. I want to pull back into the 20 moving average, and then I'll look for a sell setup. That's the way I trade. Okay, I like to use moving averages, but it's not the be all and end all. I'm not trying to force moving averages onto you. You can quite easily look for break and retests of levels. Okay, so straight away, like I said, I can see this level 1838. Price has moved up, it's found support, it's moved up. Now if it now breaks support, then potentially that support may now become resistance. Look for a pullback into the level, and then look for selling to resume. Okay, that is another way of doing it, but it could push up a little bit more, we don't know. With the US market out of the picture today, it's been very, very quiet. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but just have a plan. Know what you're looking for, have a plan, and if it plays out, brilliant. If it doesn't play out, then you may need to change the plan. But yeah, know what you're looking for, and that is one of the secrets of trading. Having a strategy, knowing exactly what you're looking for, knowing exactly how you trade, and when whatever it is you are trading meets your strategy rules, you trade. It's as simple as that, and it's just a case of being patient. So yeah, moving averages, levels, doesn't really matter. Pivot levels, fib levels, etc., etc. Each to their own. You've got to find out as a trader what works for you. But yeah, anyway, I'm pretty much written today off as a trading day. I haven't taken one trade at all today, but I know I'm looking for shorts on gold, and I know exactly what I'm going to be looking for. So yeah, gold shorts into 1808, and then potentially we might come and test 1800. We will see. How big is this correction going to be? We will see. Again, we don't know. We can take a look at the past and we can see the price moves into the little zone here between the 8 and 20. It's done it here, it's done it here, it's done it here. Here it bounced off the 8, so we might come back up into that 1860 zone where I was talking about, where we've got that support here. That's in between the 20 and the 8. So I'm actually going to set an alert here, 1860, round about there. And if price comes into that zone, then I want to know about it. So potential shorts from here. So basically I will be looking for sellers to come in from there. So gold, there we go, nice little plan there. End of day traders, look for a nice bullish candle up into this zone, and you can place a sell stop underneath that bullish candle. That's just an idea for you. Look, price pulls back here, buy stop above the bearish candle, stop loss below the low, boom, gets triggered in, bang, brilliant. Just an idea. You don't have to follow the idea, but just an idea. I want to look at Euro Yen, Euro Aussie. Now, this is interesting because Euro Yen, for me, is upside. Euro Aussie is downside. So, you know, people might say, well, I don't understand. Here you're looking to buy euro. Here you're looking to sell euro. Doesn't make sense. Well, listen, it depends what they're traded against. If the yen is significantly weaker than euro, then euro yen's going to go up. If the Australian dollar is significantly stronger than the euro dollar, than euro, I should say, yeah, euro, price is going to go down. So, you know, that is my argument. That's the way I see it. And I've seen charts with euro as the base currency. I've seen them go opposite directions. So there you go. So I'm looking for longs on euro yen. I mean, first of all, look at the weekly movement. It's to the upside. We are gradually seeing price get higher and higher, and I'm seeing a triangle at the moment, which is often common in yen pairs, triangular corrections. So I would be looking for price to break to the upside eventually, come and test this high here back in December 14. So looking at the smaller picture within this triangle, we can see that we've broken and closed above this 143 level. We'd had this inverse head and shoulder pattern here. I've had a double bottom here at 140. We've actually closed above this high. So we had this high here, failed to break it there, failed to break it there, failed to break and close above. Eventually, look, we had this candle here, and then we had the close above. So we had a bearish candle retesting 143, then another bullish candle. I'm quite surprised actually that we haven't seen any further momentum, but I am looking for longs on this. Now that would be to the top of the triangle, where we could stop and reverse and maybe come back down to the bottom of the triangle, or we could break out. Obviously, I'm looking for price to break out ideally because of the big weekly picture and price producing higher highs over the weeks. So I am looking for that bullish move, especially as, you know, we've had this inverse head and shoulders pattern here, and the buyers very, very slowly coming in charge of the market. So looking for longs on euro yen. What is the H1 saying? Not much. It looks like it's really tough today because of the bank holiday, but it's kind of just ranging here, as you can see. We're finding a base here at 143.10, and we're finding a range top here around about 143.60. So there's about a 50 pip range at the moment. So, you know, potentially that's going to come back and test 143.60, and then I'd be looking for price to break out of these highs. What I'd be looking for, obviously I'd be using moving averages to be honest with you, but you know, you can look for solid break above there if you take off the moving averages. And we'll just look for a retest, and then we'll look for a long setup. So price to push up, break through, close above, bearish candle into the zone, and then if we then on the next candle, for instance, you could use the 1 hour or the 4 hourly. If we then break the high of that bearish candle, it's probably going to continue to push up. Okay, so we've got, I'm just going to draw it out. We've got this little range here. We might even come back into the top of the range and push back into 143.10. So you might have a sell setup there. We've got a lovely evening star pattern there. There wasn't really a setup here that I can see for shorts. Maybe that candle there. It's a bearish engulfing candle, but it didn't break the low. It actually pushed back up. Yeah, I can see price coming back up into this zone. Whether we break out then, retest, go long, or we might come up into the level and see a rejection again and short it back to 143.10. But ideally, I'm looking for longs on the bigger picture. Finally, Euro Aussie, similar in the fact that we're in a triangle, but as you can see, let's go on the weekly on this. You know, where Euro Yen is definitely bullish at the moment with Euro Yen on the weekly, it's pretty flat really. So there isn't really a trend as such. Let's put the daily on. I can see these higher lows look and lower highs. So I've drawn this triangle out, but it doesn't mean to say that we can't actually push back down into 153 where these lows are. You know, we might actually come all the way back down there and we'll get that kind of pattern. Okay, so at the moment on the daily, look, we've got this evening star pattern of resistance. So let's go on to the 4 hour. I'm looking for price to pull back. So trend line broken there, look. And this to me looks like one move, an impulse. Then I'll be looking for a correction. Then I'll be looking for a sell setup into the bottom of the triangle and potentially down into 153. Now using moving averages, ideally we can see, look, price has changed cycle, as in we've seen higher highs, higher lows. Now we've seen a lower low. I want to see price pull back at least towards this hourly 20 moving average before I start to see sellers come into the market again. So we can sometimes have some deep corrections on Euro Aussie on this hourly chart. I mean, look at this correction here. Look at this correction here. It goes all the way up to and past the 50 moving average. So as long as I see price at least come to this 20 moving average, then I can start to get interested, but it might even push higher. There's a nice little high there. Look at 155, big number where we might come up into. But yeah, I'd be just sitting out of this market for now. Want to see the full liquidity come back into the market. For me, this is one whole move, one whole impulse. Might get a little bit of a correction and then looking for that sell setup. We might get a nice little CTL as well, a counter trend line, what we can do that, and then we can look for the break. So there's lots of different ways to take the same trade basically. You've just got to figure out as a trader, how are you going to trade the market, what works for you, etc, etc. So Euro Aussie shorts, but wait for a correction. Euro Yen, well, on the bigger time frame, bigger picture longs, but at the moment we are in a consolidation, so looking for this to test 143.60 and then we wait, see if it breaks out, or whether we reject and maybe come back into 143.10. And gold, where is gold? I am looking for a correction, at least back to this 8 moving average on the daily. Potentially it might come back into 1860. Then looking for shorts, looking for a sell setup with target of 1808, and I might leave a little bit on the table to see if we come and test the big number 1800. So hope all that makes sense. And yeah, let's see what the week brings. So basically we've had a bit of a day off today actually, with the US markets on holiday. We are actually hosting a live webinar this Thursday, the 23rd of February, 1 p.m. GMT. We're going to be trading gold, euro yen, and the Nasdaq. I'm going to drop a link in the description, so take a look for that. If you want to register, brilliant. It's totally for free. I think we are limited to spaces, so just get registered as soon as you can. And yeah, let's have a good week, and hopefully I'll see you guys on Thursday for some live trading. All right, I will catch you soon. You take care, guys. Bye for now.